So welcome back to Look Sharp Racing, having a go in the Cupra Cup this time at Sonoma Raceway. Qualified okay in third. There are only 7 of us, so not a huge deal to be in third place, but you know, I'm 2 seconds ahead of someone else, 2 seconds behind someone else, and the lights are ready to go out, and we are off. Bit of a slow start, and I can already see Tossavainen overtaking the 2 back markers there already, so clearly he didn't need to bother qualifying. He's pretty damn quick. Taking it easy in the first corner, second corner, and there's Tossavainen up my inside already. I left him a bit of room there so he could get past. Hopefully he won't be too much problem. I think he's probably substantially faster than me. Here we go, coming over the slight crest here. Down in the first of the tricky corners. You seem to struggle a lot with these corners. In fact, I struggle a lot with this car, to be honest. I had maybe half an hour practice, so first time in a Cupra. Anyway, you coming up the crest, brake a little bit before the crest, again the other side of it, and try and tuck into this corner here. Left-hander, and get a bit of a drag up to the hairpin. As you can see, they've already gapped me about 1.5 seconds ahead already, so yeah, and I'm just a second ahead of Simon just behind me. And there's Manuel Perez making a go up the inside, not quite managed to pull that off. Let's just see if I can get a decent run down here, perhaps catch up to them a little bit, not sure though. Pretty quick into the chicane for the first time. Hard on the brakes, try and take this corner well, get a decent drive out and run up to the next hairpin. The final corner. Now 1.2 seconds ahead of Simon now, and still just a second behind Tossavainen. There seems to be a bit of a rumpus on the hairpin there. And I think Manuel Perez was the one that came off worst there. He went into it in second place and he's come out of it third place. I think he must have just outbraked himself a little bit. Anyway, there's a bit of a disaster for Perez. Well, let's hope he doesn't cut back across the track. Which side am I going to go? Just made it up horribly badly into this corner with having to go round Perez now. So it's not a great corner, and obviously we lost a bit of drag up there and rapidly losing Tossavainen and Simonenko. They are 3.5, 4 seconds ahead, 3 seconds ahead, so yeah, it's been well out of the way now. And Simon just behind me again now, just half a second behind. So as we come down here, Manuel Perez is right behind Simon as well, so a bit of a race on here. Let's see what happens. And there's Simon coming out my outside. I didn't take that particularly well. Let's see if we can hold him off going with the hairpin here. A bit of a drag out here. Here we go. Where is he? He's still right behind me, and there's Perez trying to make a move on him as well, perhaps. And he's having a bit of a dive down the inside. Oh, and it's just taken me out. Thanks for leaving me all that space. But to be fair, he looks like he's held on and waited till I go past. That's pretty fair, and that's very good. Okay, or was he just struggling to get away? I'm not very sure. Anyway, that puts us in 5th place. Had made it all the way up to 3rd, back down to 5th again. I say there were only 7 racers, and somebody seems to have just not bothered. Let's come down into the chicane once more. I got Simon right behind me again. He's obviously clear to get past me. Let's just see what we can do here. Back into the hairpin again for the 2nd lap. It's quite a tricky corner, this. I'm not making a great job of that one. Let's just see what can happen. Here, can we get a bit of a drag out here? Can we get up behind Sapunko? See what happens now. Blue flag briefly, not quite sure what that was for. I think that's for the person in the pits. I'll take that corner a little bit better. And Sapunko's had a bit of an off there, so let's just see if we can get right in behind him. Maybe get a chance to overtake him pretty shortly. Again, he's not making a great job of that, and he just stopped on the crest there. Oh no, I'm so, jeez. He just pretty much stopped on the top of the hill there, and unfortunately I really took him out quite badly there. I do apologise for that. I see in my rearview mirror he's got away again. When we get a break in the action, we'll go back and take a look at a couple of incidents, I think. But for the time being, I'm just keeping slightly ahead of Simon, who's appeared to have a bit of a terrible corner there in my rearview mirror as well. So it's just giving myself a little bit of a gap there. It's now 3 seconds ahead of him. Sapunkov has just passed Simon. He's now just a couple of seconds behind me. I've just got to run him through that corner when Sapunkov made a bit of a, sorry, when Simon made a bit of a mess of it. But again, as I say, got about three seconds on him there. So come down in the chicane. It's the third lap now. Beginning to make a bit of progress here. Any chance of catching up with Perez? Not sure. He's pretty quick. As I say, I haven't had a huge amount of practice, so let's just hope over the course of the race if I can get slightly faster, that'd be quite nice. Unfortunately, this is pretty much the last day of the race, so of this circuit for this week, so I'm not going to get many more chances to race on it. Still just that. In fact, there we go now, 5-6 seconds ahead of Sapunkov, so that's looking like I've made a bit of a break from him, gapped him a little. So maybe while I've done that, and I've got quite a big gap to Perez, there's 5 seconds up to Perez. It's probably just about time that we're going to have a quick look at a couple of the incidents that have taken place. So here's this incident with Perez coming into the hairpin, just trying to make a move on our leader, Simonenko. He's just pulling it, and can he make it past? No, Simonenko holds a wide line, both giving each other plenty of room, that's good to see, and Perez just staying in second place there. So this is him coming into the hairpin. I think he's just made a bit of a Horlicks of that one, hasn't he? And there's Tossavainen just managing to get around in there. But there's another little incident coming up here, so it's unfortunately going to end pretty badly for Perez, as he and Tossavainen just touch, and Perez is spun right round, but he gets back on it fairly quickly. But he's just going to be swallowed up. There we go, he's swallowed up by myself, by Simon, and almost by Sapunkov. Bit of a disaster there for Perez, really. Anyway, so if we move on to the next incident, this is Simon trying to get round my outside on this corner here. So I'm sticking to the middle there. I'm not taking that corner terribly well. In fact, he's just nearly got me on the outside, cutting back to the inside, but I managed to hold a fairly tight line and see if we can floor it. And he's held it again. He's held pretty tight there. But I'm coming back across to defend again. So Simon has a look up the inside. And as I cut back in, I did leave him enough space, and he's just not held his line. He's managed to take me out, unfortunately. However, to be fair to him, he did let me go. But that has left me slightly adrift from the others. However, let's see what we can do. Okay, so we're on board with Sapunkov here. He's managed to, this is where he managed to get past me. And as he comes over here is where he makes a bit of a mistake. He just ran a bit wide. And I'm coming up quite quickly behind him, and he's not a great line there. He's just very slow coming over the top here, and unfortunately I've got a lot of speed on him, and I'm just taking him out, which is just very poor driving for me. I do apologise, sir. Anyway, luckily he got back on pretty quickly and set off on his merry way. Alright, let's take a quick look at how Tossavainen takes the lead, because I felt it was only a matter of time before Simonenko was going to relinquish the lead, seeing how fast Tossavainen was. As you can see, he's pretty quick through these corners here. Good line, not a great line from Simonenko. He's just struggling a bit of a slide on the exit of that corner. Can he take him up on the inside of the corner? Oh, he's both giving each other plenty of room there. It's really good racing. Really good racing. And Simonenko got a pretty good run out there. He's just managed to stay ahead of Tossavainen, who's on the tight line, not managed to get quite such good drive. A little bit of brake screeching as they come in here. Both holding a tight line there. Now, what do we think Tossavainen's going to do up the inside here? Do you think he's going to be able to manage to get him? Simonenko, absolutely flat out, hammering on the brakes at 250. Oh, and Tossavainen just flying through much later on the brakes. Great drive for both of them, gave each other plenty of room. And there we go. I think that's going to be the last we're going to see of Tossavainen for quite a while, unless Simonenko can do anything about it at the next chicane. Not so sure about that though. It looks like a pretty good race of Tossavainen. Yeah, he's taking that corner quite nicely. Plenty of drive out there, and that's him on his merry way, I believe. Anyway, so here we are, back to the live action, so to speak. And I am trying to get a decent lap in. Not having a great deal of luck on that. More a lack of ability than anything, I think. as we come down the hill into the tricky turn 4. Taking this one in second gear at the moment. It's probably about right. Accelerating through turn 5 and over this little crest. I'm never quite sure where to brake on that one. I'm just braking down into turn 6 here. Trying to keep a tight line in that before we get the fairly short straight up to turn 7. Looking to brake around about the 250 mark here. Hopefully get a decent line in. There's a few different ways of taking that corner, I believe, but I haven't quite mastered any of them. As we head down the turn 8A complex, down to the chicane, which is turn 9A. I can just see in the distance Perez there. Again, not taking that fantastically well, but hopefully get a bit of a decent drive coming out of there. Around turn 10, coming down to the hairpin of turn 11B. I always seem to make a bit of a mess of this one. Slightly better this time. Get a half decent drive out of there. Try not to slam into the wall like I did in a previous race in the Mazda. And round the final corner, turn 12, and over the start finish. Just made it just down to the 145s there. And here we go, just once again, the final lap. I never managed to catch Perez. Still several seconds down from him, unfortunately. Just you think he's about half a second to a second better than me on every single lap. And there we go, over the start-finish line for the end of the race. 4th place. Yeah, I didn't slam into the wall too often. Well, first attempt, so hopefully do better next time out. And let's just have a look and see what the placements were. And then we had Tossavainen, as I said, 20 seconds ahead. And then Simonenko, and then Perez, then myself, with Sapunkov miles behind and Simon even further behind. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully see you next time. Feel free to like, subscribe and comment if you wish. Thanks for watching. Cheers again. Bye bye.